Matt D'Agostino. Hitting 7th, left fielder, number 3, Clayton Buchanan.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to high school baseball on the Region Sports Network here at facebook.com/Region Sports, youtube.com/Region Sports, and IHSATV.org. We come to you today from Griffith High School as the Region Sports Network presents the Class 2A Regional Championship between the Illiana Christian Vikings and the Hebron Hawks. My name is Nathan Laird. I'll have the play-by-play for today's broadcast. And joining me with a color analysis, we got a three-man crew today. Yes. We got Matt Welsen, who joined me earlier. Matt, good to be working with you again.
I know. Good time as always.
I like how you say I know. And making his broadcast debut, head coach of the Hanover Central Wildcats, Sal Aguilar. Sal, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So we're going to talk more about this game after the national anthem here. Our national anthem as we get set for baseball here from Griffith and Sal. I was about to ask you before we started the anthem here. You've been a part of some big games within your playing career, your coaching career. A regional championship, what's going through the mindset of these players and the coaches in the dugout right now?
Oh, there's a lot of energy. With the players, coaches for the most part, trying to keep them to think about just the process and the everyday game itself, not worry about letting the emotions get to you too much. Just play the game of baseball like you have since you're a kid. From
a coaching standpoint, do you kind of got to calm those guys down a little bit, especially the guy on the hill? Just kind of, hey, you've been in this situation, you've been in games before. Do you have to kind of dial back the adrenaline from these guys?
A little bit per se. The good thing is that most high school teams nowadays take batting practice a couple hours before the game, and so you get to have those conversations at your home facility when you're taking batting practice. And then once you get here, the adrenaline definitely starts to pump, and as you mentioned, you have those one or two keyword phrases that you use with your guys to kind of keep them zoned in, locked in, and at the same time, as I mentioned earlier, it's another ball game.
Right.
Let's get after it. It's another ball game.
Yeah, that's the message you kind of got to get across is, hey, another game, and you guys want the season to continue. You win this game, and then you got a change of the tournament format this year, just a one-game regional, and then the multi-game semi-state, which makes things a little bit different, trying to keep them in the one game. And, Matt, we saw that earlier
Very much so, yes.
Morgan Township looked like they were on their way to that regional championship, but we don't know if stress or the anxiety kind of got to the Cherokees earlier, but they had a 3-run lead in the sixth, and they lost 4-3.
3-0 to 4-3 in the top of an inning, and really it was small ball that got Marquette back into it. The only game that I got to see Illiana was when they were facing Hanover, and you beat them because of small ball, good bunts at the end there. I mean, really, it's beautiful. Baseball is a beautiful game because there's just so many things other than the top 10 plays of a home run or a base hit. It's like we're going to lay down a bunt and get a fielder's choice,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it's such a momentum game that momentum swings back and forth.
Yes.
All the half innings.
Yeah, we didn't see a single extra base hit in that morning game as well, as Josh Viss will lead things off for Morgan Township. For
Illiana Christian, we're in game 2 already.
Thank you.
I know.
I finally get the teams right.
A lot of baseball, same color of green.
I know. I'm looking at green for Illiana Christian. Thank you, Matt. Matt, that's why you're here. And Matt, tell us who's pitching for Hebron today.
We got Jackson Peeler on the mound. He's got a 2.45 ERA, and he is 5-3 on the season. Not bad for the Hawks. They're 16-9 on the year.
Yeah, have their senior on the bump.
Yep.
We're hoping for him, to carry him a long way here in this game.
How much of that, from a coaching standpoint, going to those upperclassmen, do you like to put that senior on the hill with everything else being equal? Do you kind of default to that senior on the hill just because he's got some experience behind him?
Especially in high leverage situations, you default to a senior or a guy that's been there that is kind of cool and collected.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. If they have a letter for their jacket, they definitely have the experience. So
And there's Jackson Peeler right there, just getting a quick punch out with a backwards K on a deuce.
Isaac Vanderwood.
yeah, it looks like he's got his breaking ball working there.
And this Illiana Christian lineup is pretty lethal.
Yes, it is.
It's a very good
lineup. It
lineup.
is something that they can score runs at top, middle, and bottom of the lineup. So,
And this is a lineup that knows these situations from last year's state championship run. That kind of experience is pretty valuable this time of year. That these guys know how to react in these situations. Whereas Hebron, you're not exactly sure how come regional time when things start to get a little bit tight, how your guys are going to react.
Right, and seeing that Illiana Christian's been here already once before, defending state champs, this is kind of run-of-the-mill for them today. So we shall see how they play this game out.
That one fouled back. The count is 2-1. This is Isaac Vanderwood.
Heading 384 on the season. On base percentage, .578. So knows how to get on to first. That is for sure.
One thing as a coach, I know I played here, and one thing now as a coach is I check that flag. And we got a lefty here that can swing it, and that flag's blown straight out to right field.
Yep.
So it could make for some theatrics today.
You let that lake breeze push that over the fence, right?
You got it. Get it in the airstream, then the jet stream, as they say.
That one misses outside. Well, there's a legend of a home run hit here. Before my time, before your time, the Kenny Lofton home run that supposedly hit the steps to the auditorium over left field. Like that is a shot.
That's a moonshot.
But growing up in Griffith, Sal, I'm sure you heard that as well. That the legend of that Kenny Lofton home run.
Yeah.
Back-to-back strikeouts.
You got me on that one, Matt. Yep, fastball inside and 2 up, 2 down here. So Jackson Peeler is liking the way he's starting the game here for Hebron.
That brings up Kevin Corcoran, the pitcher for Illiana Christian. Got to go play college baseball at the University of Virginia.
Cavalier.
Looks at a ball. An absolutely beautiful day for baseball. We'll get you that Economy Electric Heating and Cooling first inning forecast in the bottom half of this first inning.
Back to that Kenny Lofton home run. That's why I parked over there. Like, that's a shot.
Yeah.
It is. It's
Holy
shot.
cow.
Again, did it actually happen? I don't know. But that's
Still,
that's
if it hit that parking lot,
It's the legend of Kenny Lofton.
that's a good one.
and like we were always told it was on the fly. It didn't bounce to those steps. It hit the steps by the auditorium entrance on the fly. That is that's a heck of a shot.
That's crushed.
2-1 now, the count to Corcoran. We got the broadcast from LaPorte as well, from Schreiber Field. The host Slicers take on Penn. In the other 4A regional, we know Lake Central already advanced with a win over Valpo. We know Andrean advanced. Marquette Catholic. We'll see who comes out of 2A. Chopper down the first base line, foul.
Cochran batting .460 on this campaign. Trying to get on base.
That one fouled off as well. Did he take the hill when when you guys faced him twice this year, Sal?
Yes, Corcoran took the hill in game 1 of our GSSC contest. Lights out. Beat us 3-0. That's the one thing about Kevin is that when he's on, he's on. Mm-hmm. And so I'm excited to see what he does today on the mound. There's a ground ball to second.
Ground ball to second. Fielded cleanly over to first in plenty of time. 4-3 on the putout. A nice 1-2-3 inning for the Hebron Hawks. They come up to bat in the bottom of the first inning. It is scoreless here between Hebron and Illiana Christian in the 2A Regional Championship here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Back here at Griffith High School, Nathan Laird, Sal Aguilar, Matt Welsen with you. Illiana Christian and Hebron scoreless in the bottom of the first with the Hawks coming up to bat. Let's get you that Economy Electric Heating and Cooling first inning forecast brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter right here in beautiful Griffith, Indiana. It is 83 degrees, sunny skies. You know, Matt, we talked about the potential for rain later on. They're moving that up a little bit.
There's clouds in the sky now.
It was a 9 o'clock. It was 30% chance of storms at 9 o'clock. Now it's 30% chance of storms at 5 o'clock.
Hey, I think we'll be able to get that nice we'll be okay. And a nice afternoon, late afternoon here for baseball.
Something to keep an eye on as the game goes on here, as Hebron comes up to bat here in their half of the first, as there's a base hit into right field. Getting things started off right for the Hawks.
And Hebron has come out swinging. First pitch, swinging here. We got a base hit, so they're gonna try to make a game of it, as they should here in the regional final.
That was Trevor Roy with the leadoff single. Shortstop for the Hawks. Brings up Skylar Martin, number 23. Facing Kevin Corcoran on the hill. Martin shows bunt. Nope, pickoff attempt. Corcoran taking a long look. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and a ball below the zone. 0-2 the count. Counts now 1-2. Let's get you some numbers on Kevin Corcoran. He's 2-2 on the season. This is his 11th appearance. He's thrown 50 and a third innings, 13 runs, 9 of those earned, a 1.25 ERA, 97 strikeouts compared to just 14 walks. Opponents getting on base at a 140 on base percentage against. So that leadoff single, something that Hebron, may need to take advantage of. Base runners maybe at a premium for the Hawks here with Corcoran's history.
Definitely
Runner takes
today.
off for second. He is in safely. Stolen base for Trevor Roy. Puts a runner in scoring position with nobody out for the Hawks.
And as you saw here earlier, Nathan, Hebron tried to put a bunt down, fouled it off, and so they still got the objective done here. They got a runner at second now, so that now this guy gets a swing, and we'll see what they do here. As far as Hebron is concerned.
The 2-2 swing and a miss. Corcoran gets Skylar Martin down on strikes for outs, number 1.
Now batting number 44.
That brings up the first baseman, Tucker Patrick.
He's a guy they're going to rely on here to run produce. Tucker Patrick, a kid that has a little flair for the dramatic, hit a semifinal game-winning home run for Hebron a couple years ago. Part of the family tree of the Patricks that come out of the Hebron area.
Yeah, there's been some good athletes there. They almost got him picked off at second there, and you can hear the Illiana fans all right, they thought it was an out. Tucker Patrick on the season hitting .333. He's driven in 28 runs, has 8 extra base hits, that's 6 doubles and 2 triples. Slugging .492. That's a big kid in the left-handed batter's box there.
Yes, it is.
If Hebron had a football team, you'd want him anchoring your offensive line.
You would think so. You would think so. You're exactly right about that. Here we are at 1-1. We'll see what 44 does here for Hebron. Tucker Patrick.
That one just misses the zone. 2-1 the count. It's Gage Swinford on deck. Two one's a fastball on the outside corner. Gets the outside part of the zone. 2-2. Patrick did not offer at that one. Not much he could do with that one anyways.
No, this is a pretty big pitch already early in the game with a runner on second base.
2-2 is in the dirt.
Patrick laid off of that one. It was outside.
It's a big 3-2 pitch from Corcoran. That misses low, gets away from the catcher just a little bit, though. Scowan's able to not get it too far away, so we'll have runners at first and second for Hebron with just 1 out. Brings up the designated hitter, Gage Swinford, a .373 hitter, 24 runs driven in, 3 doubles. It leads the team with 4 home runs. Hebron as a team has 8 home runs on the season. Swinford has 4 of them.
That's a pretty impressive stat. We might see a Kenny Lofton home run.
Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be a
Especially after we talked about it for so long.
exactly.
It's a big swing and a miss, 0-1.
And as you mentioned earlier, Nathan, runs are a premium, so if they can cash in early, that bodes well for Hebron as this game goes along.
Yeah, these scoring opportunities against an elite pitcher like this aren't going to be there every inning. So you're not going to play small ball with the heart of your lineup up, but whatever you can do to kind of manufacture those runs in,
I agree.
It's going to be huge for the Hawks. That ball's popped up out of play. 1-2 the count to Swinford. Jackson Peeler, the pitcher, on deck.
This is as a coach here, as a fan, you're just hoping to find a barrel if you're Hebron.
Yeah, put that ball in play and see how things unfold.
And if you're Illiana, you're looking for a ground ball to get out of the inning.
Yep.
Yeah. We saw that in game 1 here today, where Marquette committed 5 errors that Morgan Township wasn't hitting the ball super hard, but they were putting the ball in play, forcing that defense to make a play. And, Marquette wasn't always able to make that play. Something like that here. There's a swing and a miss, a big strikeout for Kevin Corcoran, his second of the inning. It's a huge out, number 2.
And that's why Illiana has Kevin on the mound. He's a guy that can, as I mentioned earlier, when he's on, he can fill up the zone and he can get the punch out when needed.
Here's Jackson Peeler.
Trying to help his cause, batting .250 on the season. He's got 18 hits. Number 19 here could score a run.
This pitch that gets the bottom part of the zone, strike 1. Chopped foul, 0-2.
The other thing I can't help but think, but for both teams, is the pitch count. We've
Right.
seen now 2 pitchers that are running pitches up now in the pitch count, and that just gets you to 120 faster.
It's 120. I was about to ask you. That's the magic number.
120. You can finish a batter if you hit 120, and then you got to take him out.
So what happens? I know in the regular season you go over the pitch count accidentally, you forfeit that game. What happens here if a coach just says, hey, I lost track? They're going to make you forfeit the regional championship?
We got runners
That's an interesting
here.
point. That happened in 2017.
There's a hit by pitch.
I happened to go to the Chesterton game, and Dre and Chesterton and Jack Campbell kind of ran into that situation where he had
With
the 3 guys.
was that Austin Peterson?
Yes, with Peterson. He had 3 guys that could pitch. We kind of overused a couple guys at the beginning of for game 1 of the regional and found himself in that situation.
I wonder what, again, not that you want to get into a scenario like that, but who knows? And that brings up Matt D'Agostino, the catcher for Hebron. Bases loaded, 2 outs after that hit by pitch. Swing and a miss there. D'Agostino hitting .293, 17 runs driven in, looking for his first extra base hit of the season. He has drawn 15 walks on the season, which is 3rd most on this team. Fouls that one out of play.
The only other time I saw the pitch count come into effect was 2018 when I was an assistant. Michael Doolan was on the mound, and he was at 119. We let him finish a hitter. Couldn't finish that hitter. Drew a walk. We had to bring in Clay Thomas from center field. We were playing South Bend St. Joe, ironically here at Griffith High School, and we managed to win that game.
There's a strike looking on the outside corner. So Corcoran flirts with danger in that first inning, but does not give up a run in the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 3 runners left on base. Put a star next to that one. That's going to be a key moment in this ball game. We go to the top of the second. Illiana Christian and Hebron are scoreless here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working non-union and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit baclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed?
Back here at Griffith High School, 2A Regional Championship. Illiana Christian and Hebron are scoreless. Top of the second inning, Nathan Laird, Matt Wells, and Sal Aguilar with you. Chris Ramirez, our executive producer, on side as well. So is Mr. Roboto, Claude Martinez. Hitting all the buttons, turning the dials, making sure we stay on air. Good job as always, Claude. Zach Miller back in the Region Sports Network studios running that Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard. If you're looking for any score from across the region today, whether it's a baseball regional score or a softball semi-state semifinal or later tonight championship score, we got those on the Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard. Live at youtube.com/Region Sports, facebook.com/Region Sports as Cody DeYoung steps in the box for the Vikings of Illiana Christian, a .341 hitter, 20 runs driven in, 6 doubles on the campaign.
And just in playing Illiana this year, he's a kid that can put a charge on the ball quickly. Strong kid, pretty athletic. As I mentioned, he can turn that ball back around in a heartbeat here.
It seems you look up and down this lineup. I mean, as a team, they're hitting .347. There's very few
not many
holes in this lineup.
No, not at all. There's not many outs where you can tell your pitcher, hey, relax, and just throw strikes.
Well, that makes Jackson Peeler's first inning where he gets him 1, 2, 3.
Yes,
even more impressive.
That's very impressive.
With a couple strikeouts. Now 2-1 to DeYoung. Jackson Peeler, as we said on the hill, had a couple strikeouts in that first inning. He's got a 2.45 ERA coming into this ball game. an on-base percentage against of 202, 42 strikeouts compared to 25 walks, and not a guy who punches out a lot of hitters. There's a liner right to the first baseman, Tucker Patrick, who reaches out his glove, makes the catch, out number 1.
Good reaction time by the first baseman to get that first out, saving a hit.
That brings up Tanner Post to the right fielder. 375 hitter. 15 runs driven in, 7 doubles and a triple. Doesn't offer at the first pitch. It's misses low, 1-0. And Sal, you guys weren't able to play Hebron this year. It was a rain-out game, and due to some conference rescheduling and everything, not able to get that one back on the schedule. But this is a program that, again, you look at some of the names in this Hebron lineup. If you follow region basketball at all, you're familiar with a lot of these names as well. One of those schools where you got multi-sport athletes.
That's the beauty of high school sports, too, is the multi-sport athlete. Seeing them in different venues, different sports.
So that one hits Post. He's down to first, the first base runner for the Vikings today. Brings up Matt Bultimo, the designated hitter. 338, 27 runs driven in, 4 doubles, a triple, and a couple home runs.
I wouldn't be surprised if Illiana's aggressive here early. You know, they're the defending 2A state champs. They've been here before, put some pressure on Hebron. And if you're in Hebron, you're trying to make sure you don't get a runner on second base to kind of keep the pressure off of Jackson here, their pitcher.
Yeah, you keep that mindset of the pitcher versus the batter versus, hey, a pitcher has a base runner on, and it's just pitcher facing that batter every pitch.
Well, but between the 4 teams here today, the 4 teams at LaPorte, we put together stat sheets for 8 different ball clubs. Illiana, with 131 stolen bases on the season, was almost double anybody else of the 8 teams we put together stat sheets for. I think the next highest we had was like in the low 70s. So this is a team that really likes to run. Tanner Post has 7 stolen bases on the season, but you got a guy like Vanderwood with 25, Josh Viss with 19. This is a team that likes to run, as there's a swing and a miss, 1-1.
That's moving on the base path. I mean, that's just heads up, knowing what you're doing.
Yep, I agree.
At all times.
We might see some movement here. I would not be surprised if Coach Vanderwood puts a hit and run, tries to swipe a base, try to put the pressure on Hebron.
That's nice. As long as our pitch counts are matching up.
1-1 count, 1 out, runner on first here for the Vikings, top of the second inning. That one's inside, gets away from D'Agostino. The Post stays there at first, 2-1 the count. That wind blowing out to straightaway right. If somebody, like you mentioned earlier, somebody gets one up there in that wind to right field.
It could very well see itself roll to the bike path out there.
Yeah, towards the bus barn, swing and a miss on a pitch way outside, 2-2. As you can tell, Baltimore got fooled on that one.
He heard you. He wanted to put that on the bike path.
Yeah.
As we all know, with the single elimination format, especially in the tournament, every at-bat is crucial.
Yeah, that pressure. I mean, really, having a one-game regional, knowing that it's win or go home. I mean,
swing and a miss, strike number 3. Peeler had Baltimore really confused at that at-bat. I think he didn't look very comfortable with those last couple swings.
I agree. Jackson Peeler's slider's working pretty well right now for him.
That brings up Tyler Balkema, the second baseman, 427 hitting on the season, an on-base percentage of 534. So if you want somebody to extend an inning for you, that's this guy right here. Looks at the first pitch inside. Vikings still looking for their first hit of this ball game. They do have a runner on first thanks to the hit by pitch. But 2 outs here in the top of the second.
And as you mentioned, Nathan, if he can extend this inning, they've got Gavin Meyer on deck here. Gavin Meyer is another guy here, lefty, sophomore, who can swing it a little bit for Illiana. Can make this inning very interesting for Illiana if 6 here can find a way to extend the inning.
Yeah, that's where that depth comes into play. You get a 2-out hit, and then you got somebody else in the order. As there's a ground ball to third. TJ Munoz makes the long throw across the diamond. Gets Balkema in time in the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. We're going to the bottom of the second. Illiana, Christian, and Hebron scoreless. Here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Top reasons to work at Strack and Van Til.
Many opportunities to grow.
Flexible hours.
Outstanding benefits like paid vacation time and holidays.
Enjoy health benefits in a 401k plan.
I always feel like I'm part of the team.
Premium and competitive pay.
The sign-on and referral bonuses help to find the perfect talent.
Text STRAX to 97211 to apply today, or visit our site at strackandventil.com/careers. Nobody else will give you the opportunities that we do.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Back here at Griffith High School, bottom of the second. Clayton Buchanan leads things off for Hebron. A 1-1 count to him. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Buchanan hitting .245 on the season. 11 runs driven in. He has 1 double. A .518 on base percentage thanks to 16 walks compared to just 7 strikeouts. That's a ratio that any coach would like.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Here we are again. 2-2 count. Leadoff hitter. I don't want to see it for either team, but a pitch count could come in factor today.
Well, I was just about to mention that, too, that you have to like Hebron's approach at the plate because they racked up that pitch count in the first inning. And so far, I know this is the leadoff batter at the bottom of the second, but he's already seen 5 pitches here in a full count. Swing and a miss. Buchanan down on strikes. The 4th strikeout of the game already by Corcoran. All 4 outs have been recorded via strikeout. It brings up Pete Saki, the second baseman.
And sometimes that's your best offense. Run the pitch count up, get into their bullpen.
Yeah, you know you got an elite pitcher on the mound, all right. You're not going to do a ton against him. Make him throw a lot of pitches to get you out.
You're exactly right.
He's working fast, too. It's not like he's throwing a pitch and waiting. I mean, he's getting on the mound, then he's getting on that rubber, and he's tossing it. So
that's one thing Corcoran does like to do is work with tempo.
Fly ball hit to left. No problem there for Josh Viss in left field for a quick out number 2, and that brings up the number 9 hitter, Luke Carpenter.
Now batting number 24.
Carpenter hitting 317 runs driven in, 485 on base percentage. Corcoran's already ready to throw. I can't even get all the stats out of my mouth, and he's ready to fire that next pitch. That's how you know a pitcher is feeling it out there on the mound.
Oh yeah, you know he's feeling it when he's getting the ball, towing the rubber and ready to go again.
Do you ever see that from one of your guys on the hill that like, all right, he's ready to throw. He's got it today?
Yes, yeah, and that's one thing we preach at Hanover. Is work with tempo, keep your infielders alert. We don't like the guy walking around taking a Sunday stroll, and then as he gets another backwards K here and he throws a fist pump, so you can tell he's definitely feeling it today.
Yeah, three pitches, 3 strikes, 3 outs in the inning. 1-2-3 goes Hebron. We go to the top of the third. We are scoreless here in the 2A Regional Championship on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working non-union and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit baclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed?
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Hebron coming to bat. Looks to be Illiana Christian coming to bat in the top of the third. I looked at the wrong side of my scorebook. Gavin Meyer leads things off for the Vikings. Again, they're still looking for their first hit of this ballgame against Jackson Peeler, who we talked about Kevin Corcoran throwing a nice game so far for Illiana Christian. Don't overlook what Jackson Peeler's doing so far here for the Hawks.
You're right. Inning per inning, he has matched it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here in the top of the third.
He has given up a hit through 2 innings, has 3 strikeouts. And there's the first hit of the ball game for the Vikings as Gavin Meyer just takes one right up the middle. A hard hit single. Leadoff man aboard for Illiana Christian. Nobody out for Aaron Gowans, the catcher.
Number 42, Aaron Gowans.
279 hitter, 18 runs driven in, 5 doubles, 425 on base percentage. So again, that's nice production at the bottom of the order.
It really is.
And if these guys can set the table for that powerful top half, the Vikings will be in business here. Gowan shows bunt, but fouls it off. Matt, we're seeing different approaches in catchers from game number 1, where Morgan Township had their catcher leading off.
Yes.
And he was their big stolen base threat.
Yeah, he was
We're
their
here
speed.
for the Vikings. Catcher hitting 9, and he's showing bunt here in his first at-bat pickoff attempt over at first. Meyer back in time.
You got to work to the kid's strengths, right?
I agree.
That is exactly it. You have Gowans that gets on base at 425, so, I mean, he can get on anyway.
You got a wild pitch here.
Wild pitch. That's going to allow Meyer to cruise into second base. So just like that, a runner in scoring position for the Vikings. A 1-1 count.
Now it'll be interesting. Does Coach Vanderwood here still have him put it down, or does he let him swing? Already got the runner at second here. Let's see what they do here as far as Illiana Christian's concerned.
Now, in a situation like this, we're going to beg the question, what would you do as a coach? Matt and I don't coach, so there's a ball that gets away from the catcher again. That's before you can even answer that question.
Hey, that's a great question. That's why I got Coach Paul Wirtz in the third base box.
That's exactly
I let him make that decision. If
Yes.
he's wrong, I yell at him, and if he's right, he's a genius, and thanks for making me look good.
So another wild pitch there puts a runner at third. That Coach Wirtz, a veteran head coach himself, coached at Bishop Knoll, Maryville.
Yeah, Bishop Knoll, Maryville, Times Coach of the Year at Bishop Knoll, Post Tribune Coach of the Year at Bishop Knoll. Very fortunate and glad Paul Wirtz is on our staff.
Gowans fouls that one off 2-2.
And I think a coach like that, and with you would trust the kid, right? You know the kid day in, day out at practice, what he's comfortable with, and wouldn't put him into a position to say, hey, you're going to do a sack bunt here, and you've never done it before.
Right,
you know?
right. And I'm sure as both of these teams here, as many teams around the region, it's not something they don't practice. It's just a matter of, okay, commit to the execution,
Exactly,
a part
right,
of it, and let's get a bunt down.
Yep.
There's a ball that misses outside.
Full count.
You got to like how this inning is shaping up for Illiana. If you're Illiana Christian, nobody out, 3-2 count, runner on third. They're looking like they're cooking with some grease here. There's a wild pitch.
So ball 4. Gowans will held down to first. Runners at the corners. Nobody out.
And they're going to have a courtesy runner here at number 5, so they're going to have some speed on the bases here in a first and third situation.
Runner at third base, number 5, Noah Keefe.
So Noah Keefe on first base.
Now batting number 17, Josh.
Yeah, 15 stolen bases. That's a good hustle.
That's not a bad courtesy runner to put in there.
And is this the top of the lineup for Illiana here? Because
Yeah,
I see Vanderwood on deck.
Yep, back to the top of the order with Josh Viss.
So the DH would have been for Banstra. Interesting.
Stolen base there is the courtesy runner moves into second.
Illiana is definitely looking to put up a crooked number this half inning. And if you're Hebron, you're hoping, very fortunately, hoping to get nothing out of this. At the very least, 1 or 2. Got to try to keep yourself in the game.
The 0-1 misses outside.
And this isn't a bad idea here. The catcher for Hebron is going out to talk to Jackson Peeler, calm your nerves a little bit, kind of reset, regroup. It's not a bad call by the catcher here.
As Track and Ventil hometown scoreboard update for you, the 4A regional out at LaPorte. Penn leads the host Slicers 4-1 in the bottom of the second inning. Hopefully LaPorte can pull off that comeback as that breaking ball misses high. 3-1 now the count to Josh Viss. And this is where, again, you got to be very careful because with who you got coming up in the lineup, the next few hitters here.
Oh, yeah. You got a base
This
open
is playing
here.
with fire here.
This definitely is the classic definition of playing with fire when it comes to baseball.
There's a walk. Josh Viss will head down to first. Bases loaded. Nobody out for Illiana Christian after back-to-back walks here.
And you've got a very dangerous hitter walking up to the box here.
Isaac Vanderwood, 384 hitter coming into today's ball game. 30 runs driven in, which second on the team. 7 doubles, 3 triples, 6 home runs. His team has 11 total. Vanderwood has 6 of them.
And I know if you're a Hebron fan, you don't want to hear this, but Nathan, Matt, here we are again with a lefty, bases loaded. That wind is blowing out to right.
Yeah. We have still yet to see an extra base hit all day today between Game 1 and so far here in Game 2. Yet if you're a Hebron fan, we don't want to jinx anything, but I think Matt and I at least want to see a double today.
Something.
If we don't get a home run, at least give us a double or a triple or something like that.
Some action on the base path.
You might see a couple extra base hits today, possibly.
I think with the lineup potential in both of these teams, it's a good chance as Hebron is having a meeting on the mound.
That's one thing with Peeler. He's just missing in the zone. That's the difference between that first and second inning. I mean, really, it's just missing off the plate. And so we'll see if that calms him down and able to get Vanderwood here, though.
I agree. He had great feel of his breaking ball in that first inning and command of the strike zone. And he's kind of lost touch of that just a little bit here.
The first pitch to Vanderwood misses outside. He's 0 for 1 with the strikeout looking in the first inning. Got a chance to break this game wide open, though. Bases loaded, nobody out. Peeler with a long look in, looks at the runner at third. Kick and the pitch. Outside, 2-0. Yeah, and we talked about with Hebron their approach at the plate, getting that pitch count up for Corcoran, which he kind of nullified that last inning. Illiana's kind of doing the same here. They're seeing a lot of pitches from Peeler here in this inning.
They are, and it's worked to their advantage in this half inning here.
Swing and a miss. He tried to put that one on the bike path.
That was a healthy cut.
That was looking to go to the bus barn, I think, in right center.
I actually took a glance at the bike path, and I'm glad there was nobody there. Because if he would have connected, there would have been some medics over there for sure.
a
Just
passing
enjoying a
bicyclist.
Saturday afternoon in Griffith, and
We already heard the tornado siren. We could hear some trains.
And there's another healthy cut. We're looking at 2-2 now. This is kind of what you want for Jackson Peeler here. This would be a great spot if you're a Hebron fan to see a punch out, and then you're hoping if he gets that punch out, then you're hoping for a ground ball to get out of this inning.
Yeah,
because they're in a little bit of a pickle right now.
He's battling back. His slider was working early, but his fastball is able to get a couple of foul tips there.
Long look in here on this 2-2. Kick and the pitch. That one's high and deep. That is gone. A grand slam near the bike path for Isaac Vanderwood. And just like that, it's 4-0 Vikings. That was a no-doubter off the bat. Sal, you called it. Watch out for the bike path. And somebody was walking by right when he hit that, too.
Yeah, there was an elderly lady riding her bike. She must have switched gears because she saw the ball coming.
He got all of that one over the right field fence. And we talked about Jackson Peeler playing with fire. He got burned on the grand slam by Isaac Vanderwood.
Now batting number 27, Kevin Corcoran.
Well, at least we could say we saw an extra base hit today.
There you go, guys. And that's a great job by Jackson Peeler. He just gave up a long bomb here, a grand slam. Comes back with an all-speed pitch for strike one.
Yeah, he came back ready to pitch and not letting that phase him, but he could come off fresh, no base runners, looking to get that first out of the inning.
And that's great to see as a coach. A kid just hit the reset button, let's get back after it. Ball deep center. Center fielder makes a good play.
Fly out to center for out number one off the bat of Kevin Corcoran.
Now batting number 22, Cody DeYoung.
Brings up Cody DeYoung, 0 for 1 today. That grand slam, by the way, a definite candidate for our proud Union home play of the game, brought to you by the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. Build your future at IKORCC.com.
And with a kid like Corcoran on the mound for Illiana,
4 runs, you're feeling...
You've got to like your chances
yes,
if you're Illiana.
You're feeling good. After the first 2 innings, you couldn't even get a hit in the first 2 innings. Now all of a sudden you're up by 4 with your ace on the hill. Ground ball to short. Trevor Roy, long throw across the diamond. 6-3 on the putout, out number 2. Here comes Tanner Post, hit by a pitch in his lone plate appearance.
Well, there's still a lot of ball game left here if you're a Hebron Hawk. There's still a lot of ball game.
And you had a good approach in that first inning. A lot of baseball left as that one's outside 1-0 to Post. Should he keep the inning alive? Matt Bultema on deck. The 1-0 is high and deep to left center. That's traveling. It's going to get over the head of Carpenter in center field. Kick around a little bit. So we got a 2-out double for Tanner Post to keep the inning alive for the Vikings. He just hit that one to the deepest part. Hit that one to the deepest part of the park. If he hits that one to either one of the corners, we're looking at a second home run of the inning.
I agree. Luckily for Hebron, that ball was hit to left center, or right center, I should say.
So here's Matt Bultema, runner on second. 2 outs. He's the 8th Viking hitter to come to the plate here in this top of the 3rd inning. Hebron not out of the woods just yet. There's an off-speed pitch over for a strike. The 0-1 swings at a pitch outside the zone, 0-2.
If I'm not mistaken, Baltimore was the same kid previous at-bat that Jackson Peeler was able to get the strikeout on the slider.
On that slider on the outside. Yeah, it struck out. That was the last strikeout recorded by Peeler. Good memory there. That one in the dirt. It gets away from DiAgostino. Allows Post to move up to third base. One and two the count. The Vikings look to tack on. Already 4 across here in this inning. That's another wild pitch. Here comes the run home. He's going to slide home safely. Tanner Post scores after 2 straight wild pitches from Jackson Peeler. It's 5-0 Illiana Christian. These are the kind of mistakes against a defending state champ, a team that's really good. You can't make those mistakes and shoot yourself in the foot.
I agree. Illiana is very good at playing defense. They've got their guy on the mound. Every run, as we mentioned earlier, is at a premium. You really don't want to go down 5-0.
That one's over Baltimore's head, 3-2. 5 runs across in this inning.
Peeler's had that reset button, just coming in, looking to throw strikes right now, right?
That's what you're kind of hoping for here, as he just hit him with a breaking ball. It looks like he's lost the feel for it. And if you're Hebron, you're hoping, give me a ground ball, give me a fly ball, let's go out of this inning and kind of regroup in the dugout.
So the second hit batter of this game by Jackson Peeler brings up Tyler Balkema, the 9th Illiana Christian hitter up in this inning. He's 0 for 1 today, a ground out to third, which ended the second inning. That misses high, 1-0.
And it looks like for Hebron, they're going to stay with him for at least this inning.
Right.
There's no action in the bullpen just yet.
Try to get him out of a jam here and see what they can do offensively in the next couple of innings.
See if they can close the gap a little bit.
Yep.
When you look at the Hebron pitching staff, your next guy up is probably Trevor Roy, a 1.32 ERA in 13 appearances, but he's playing shortstop right now, so maybe we go see him take some warm-up tosses after he leads off next inning.
Oh, and he has to lead off?
He has to lead off next inning.
Yeah, that's a tall task for a coaching staff. Hey, I want to get my guy warmed up, but at the same time, hey, Skip, I got to go hit first.
I got to go hit, and hopefully I get on, and I'm on the base paths for a little while, and pick-off attempt over at first, back in time. 1-1 the count here. Strachan Van Til, hometown scoreboard update. Penn over LaPorte, 5-1 in the bottom of the third. Kingsman batting out at Schreiber Field. It's a breaking ball for a strike as Baltimore heads down to second with no throw. The 1-2 misses outside. 2-2.
I think this sometimes goes said without notice, but coming back to the region after 2014, living in Texas, there's a lot of talent in the region.
Yeah.
There is, yes.
There's another wild pitch. Goes back to the backstop. Baltimore heads to third. This DiAgostino had no chance at that one. This was in the dirt inside.
Yeah, you can pick your sport, and you can see that there are going to be players playing at that next level, no matter where it is.
And you look at even just the baseball talent.
Baseball talent
in the region,
yes.
And it's come out of the region in recent years. As there's ball 4. Balkema draws the 2-out walk.
We're going to have a visit from a coaching staff here, see if they can settle him down just a little bit, get him out of this inning. The beauty for Hebron, you got 2 outs. You just got to find me one more.
Get that last one.
Yeah, we're back to where this inning started with Gavin Meyer, who led things off with the single, which was just the first hit of the game for Illiana Christian to lead off this inning. Yeah, you look at the talent that's, been in the region. You got a couple guys in the majors from Northwest Indiana, and Sean Manaya, and
Mikey Brasso,
who's with the Brewers now, if I remember correctly.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, Sean Manaya with he's with the Padres?
San Francisco.
So the Giants. He was with the Padres last year.
Yes.
Yeah, Cody Hosey, who played here at
Griffith High School.
Griffith, was a first-round pick from the Dodgers a couple years ago. He's in AAA for the Dodgers now.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to have a pitching change. Trevor Roy is going to go to the mound. So we talk, Coach, how hard is that for a transition? No warm-up pitches. You're playing shortstop, and
yeah, it's not ideal for sure. Not ideal. You're asking a lot of a kid to come straight cold from his position. The only kind of silver lining is some of these kids, by the way you have it, they're kind of used to it in the travel ball circuit. They're playing a position, they go straight in.
And if you're Hebron, you kind of have to make a move like this soon before this game gets too far. 5-0 against a pitcher as good as what they're seeing from Illiana Christian is tough enough as it is. Anything more than 5-0, you have a huge hill to climb. So you have to kind of stop the bleeding, for lack of a better term, before it gets too bad. As Trevor Roy takes these warm-up pitches, as we mentioned, 6-1. So his 13th appearance. He's thrown 47 2/3 of an inning. He's given up 22 runs, but only 9 of those have been earned. A 1.32 ERA, 47 strikeouts compared to 23 walks. And opponents getting on base at a 185 percentage clip against him. So here's a guy who can come in and shut some opposing offenses down.
And that's what you want for Hebron. You want a guy in here that can inject some hope and a little bit of life to Hebron. So hopefully he can get a job done here. You got men on first and third here, 2 outs. As you mentioned, you got the guy that started off the inning with a base hit, Gavin Meyer. So if you're Hebron, you're hoping to get out of this inning. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Vanderwood's aggressive here with a first and third situation. So we'll see how this unfolds here.
Simple switch here. Jackson Peeler goes over to play shortstop. Just couldn't hold that swing up. Could Gavin Meyer 0-1.
I would not be surprised if we see some movement here from Illiana.
Runner does not go. There's a pitch that misses low and inside, 1-1.
Yeah, Belkema is getting a pretty good lead off of first.
Belkema does have 10 stolen bases on the year, so he's got some good speed. Maybe they're seeing what Roy is throwing first before they decide to take off.
And that's 3 off-speed pitches in a row there.
Yep, and there
1-2.
Yep, Belkema heads down to second. So 2 runners in scoring position with the 1-2 count to Gavin Meyer, who led off this inning with a sharp single up the middle. He does that again. He scores 2 runs for his team. The 1-2 ground ball to second. Saki over to first in plenty of time for out number 3, but a huge inning for the Vikings. 5 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. Couple runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Illiana Christian 5, Hebron 0. Here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Top reasons to work at Strack and Van Til.
Many opportunities to grow.
Flexible hours.
Outstanding benefits like paid vacation time and holidays.
Enjoy health benefits in a 401k plan.
I always feel like I'm part of the team.
Premium and competitive pay.
The sign-on and referral bonuses help to find the perfect talent.
Text STRAX to 97211 to apply today, or visit our site at strackandventil.com/careers. Nobody else will give you the opportunities that we do.
Back here at Griffith High School, Nathan Laird, Sal Aguilar, Claude Martinez on the production. Chris Martinez, our executive producer here. Matt Welsen bringing us water. A true gentleman,
Thank
Matt
you.
Welsen.
Yes, the newly christened Brian Jennings Field.
Number 2, Trevor Roy.
Trevor Roy leads things off. Just a note for you guys, don't leave your waters in right there in the front of the window like I did game 1. They become very hot very fast.
3rd-degree burns, nothing to laugh at.
It's like I was drinking sauna water when
It's
at the end of the game. For Kevin Corcoran, you went into That bottom of the second, you're scoreless. You had a 1-2-3. You got to be feeling pretty darn good now. You got a 5-run lead all of a sudden.
Yeah, now it's pitch contact, throw strikes. Shorten this game as much as possible as you can and get it to the 7th.
Trevor Roy fouled that off sharply into
that was a good rip, yeah.
Yeah, to the host of Hebron fans. Hebron brought a real good crowd today.
Yes, they did.
Glad to see that. How many Hebron fans are there down that left field line?
Yeah, this is a really nice crowd. I mean, really, both teams traveled very well.
That's always good to see for high school athletes.
Yes, it is.
You look in the stands and you see the support that you get from your community.
The 2-2 in the dirt. Count is full.
And this is a tough weekend with graduations and open houses and things like that. I mean, you have a full slate of schedule, and to say, hey, we're going to a regional baseball game up in Griffith and making that atmosphere electric here.
3-2. Gowan's not able to hold on to that foul tip.
And if you're Hebron, Trevor Roy, you're trying to get on base here to give yourself a little bit of chance, trying to scratch into this lead, put a dent in that 5-run lead here.
Right, odds are you're not going to get all 5 back in one inning. I mean, you could, but odds are
and we get a flare to right center.
Flare to right center, base hit for Trevor Roy. So there's plenty of baseball. We're just in the bottom of the third. This game's by no means, as we learned from last game,
right?
Until we get final on the scoreboard, game's not over.
As Yogi Bear would say, it ain't over until it's over.
Right. So Hebron could claw back into this ball game, and Trevor Roy's getting it started right here at the bottom of the third with the leadoff single. Second hit of the ball game for the Hebron Hawks. That brings up Skylar Martin, a strikeout victim his first time up, looks at a ball. Kick and the pitch, there's a strike. Trevor Roy, 6 stolen bases on the season. See how aggressive they get here. Pickoff attempt.
I know how to do this, but I can't do it. It's a little tough to do that.
The 1-1
missed that.
Goes
bunt.
for the bunt, but he misses it. 1-2. Is that the kind of thing that drives you crazy as a coach when you come up empty on the bunt attempt?
A little bit, man.
Just a little bit. Come on, man. Just a little bit.
Yeah, that's something that gets talked about a lot in the offseason.
Yeah. If you're going to square up to bunt, you need to make contact there. The 1-2. Here goes the runner. Throw down. Oh, takes a weird bounce on Vanderwood at short and moves into center. So Trevor Roy with the stolen base.
And as a high school player, you kind of know the next day of practice there's going to be a segment of a lot of bunting going on.
Yeah, you know that already. But, hey, the runner advanced to second, even without the bunt. So
now you want to put a ball in play. You want to put a ball in play, get this guy over to third, try to find a way to get your first run of your Hebron.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Martin chokes up on the bat big time here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. His second time striking out in this ball game, so runner on second, 1 out for Tucker Patrick, who drew a walk his first time up. We talked about, though, especially a big lefty. We've already seen one go over the right field fence.
Very true.
Could we see another one head to the bike path and terrorize a pedestrian out there?
If you're Hebron, this is one of the kids that could do it for you.
Right. Tucker Patrick looking for his first home run on the season. He is slugging .492. Fly ball hit to shallow center. It's going to be the second baseman, Balkema, making chase. And, boy, Matt, I kind of had flashbacks to game number 1 where we had
that was the Bermuda Triangle right there. That was where that ball would just drop.
2 Marquette hits just landed in between 3.
Same spot.
Wow.
Like,
yeah. So that brings up Gage Swinford with 2 outs, a runner on second. Struck out, swinging back in the first.
As I mentioned, if you're Hebron, you're looking for him to find some green grass out there, get this run across the board, make it a 5-1 game. If you're Illiana, you want your guy on the mound to do what he does, and that's to get a punch on a ground ball or a fly ball and the inning.
Big hack comes up empty, 0-2. And Swinford just seems late on everything Corcoran's throwing here.
Yeah,
we saw that in that first at-bat, too.
Looking set up outside.
And strike 3 looking. Catcher applies the tag for out number 3. So Hebron picks up a leadoff single, stolen base, strands that runner in second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, a man left on base. We're through 3 complete. It's Illiana Christian 5, Hebron nothing here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals, and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
We are at the top of the 4th, and Hebron is going to be looking to have Trevor Roy get into this ball game. He got the last batter out, and now he's starting his first full inning. And Illiana put 5 on the board with a grand slam and then a run off of some base running and some wild pitches. So they're looking to extend that lead deeper into these innings. Coach, if you are Hebron here with Roy, you're just looking to get these 3 outs, right? Make them quick.
Keep it at 5-0 for us, and hopefully we'll find a way to scratch some runs and close the gap.
Yeah,
that's kind of what you're hoping for if you're Hebron, and if you're Illiana, you're looking to add on here and get more runs, kind of put this game out of reach per se.
Gowans had a walk in his last at bat. Got on and then he scored.
That's the 9, 1, and 2 parts of the order for Illiana Christian. Breaking ball for a strike count, even at 1-1.
And this is a critical out here, not because of where we are in the juncture of the game, but because he's the 9-0 hitter and he gets a courtesy runner. So if he gets on, they get to put speed on the bases. So if you're Hebron, you really want to attack this hitter, try to get an out because you don't want to put a green runner, as we would say, a guy that can run,
somebody
get in there for a courtesy runner. Yep.
Yeah, I never really looked at it from that point. Not only is your number 9 spot up, but you get good speed aboard for your that makes perfect sense.
And he just put a charge on the ball a little bit, center field.
Yeah, center field. Carpenter gives chase, reaches up, makes the catch. Out number 1.
Now batting, number 17, Josh Viss.
That brings up the leadoff hitter, Josh Viss. 0 for 1, but did draw a walk and scored a run on that grand slam last inning. Looks at an off-speed pitch high, 1-0.
You know, and if you're Vanderwood, who's on deck, he's probably racing to the bat rack right now. It's a nice hot day. He's feeling good about himself. Just had a grand slam. He's probably hoping 17 can get on base for him.
Good cut by Viss. 2-1 count here for Roy.
Shows bunt, foul, 2-2.
That was a quick bunt, too. I mean, that was like looked at you're swinging and then laying it down. That was quick.
That looked like button for a hit rather than.
Yes.
You said it.
Well, obviously,
surprise,
nobody's on
trying
base.
to
You're
find
not.
a way.
Yeah. Penn still up 5-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Ground ball to second. Saki over there. Just in time.
That's bang, bang there.
Woo! That was closer than you'd think it would be. Josh Viss hustling down the line.
I tell you what, if that's tomorrow night on Sunday Night Baseball, they're calling New York.
Yeah,
check that
I
one.
agree.
Yes, they are. Yeah, Viss definitely did not leave any hustle behind at the plate. He flew down that line.
Brings up Isaac Vanderwood. What did he do? What did he do his last time up? Oh, just a grand slam over the right field fence. Looks at strike one.
And I'm sure that baseball looks like a basketball to him right now, up in the box, as hitters would say when they're feeling it.
This is big for Hebron just to get back some confidence. If you could set Illiana down 1-2-3. Well, you're not going to do that because hits Vanderwood. He's going to head down to first. That brings up Kevin Corcoran, 0 for 2 today.
And I know I'm a little biased being a Griffith grad, but the venue here itself, just the bike path alone, we got people standing on the hill to give some people some visual. You got lawn seats out there. The bike path just naturally lends itself to people to come over here, mosey on, and say, what's going on?
It's
awesome.
awesome.
They're going to catch a tournament game.
No, this is awesome. Driving up here, driving down the main drag, you had a Panther football car wash going on this morning. You had them out here supporting the baseball crew, getting everything ready for sectional. The coach here early, getting everything ready, and
I gave
awesome.
Matt a mini tour of Griffith.
It was great. Yes,
good job.
Showed him Central Park.
Little tour of the town.
That's right.
Yes, and this is a great facility for a regional, even a semi-state, really.
I agree.
That's somehow going to stay fair. The throw to third, not in time. And here goes the runner to third. It's going to get away from the third baseman. They're going to score a run here. How does that ball off the fist of Corcoran stay fair, completely fooling? And I don't blame him. TJ Munoz at third.
No, Munoz had a good play. Just
that one kind of.
I know we're not playing pool, but that had some English on it.
Yes, it did.
That defied the laws of physics a little bit. As we're going to have a courtesy runner for Kevin Corcoran, so that makes it 6-0 in favor of Illiana Christian. Runner advances to second on the air. So a hit for Illiana Christian and the air for Hebron. 6-0 our score with Cody DeYoung 0 for 2 at the plate.
Now you give an E3 on that throw?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, because
for those scoring at home and
the run doesn't score.
Correct.
And the other runner doesn't advance to second without that throw.
Very good.
That one in the dirt. DiAgostino's been busy today. He's a candidate for that Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game.
Yes, he is.
The amount of times he's had to go to the dirt and try to block a wild pitch.
For sure.
He's been busy back there, and that's kind of blue-collar effort we like to award to that blue-collar player of the game. Strike on the inside part of the plate.
As we've heard before, he's earning his paycheck today. He's getting his money's worth.
Yeah.
Yes, those good NIL deals that are non-existent in high school.
Right,
yes, perfect.
right.
He's like, can I get a Gatorade after the game, please?
No, that violates rules and regulations.
Exactly.
Nobody paid attention to the runner. He's going to throw to third, but they're going to get Trevor Roy looked at the last minute. They're trying to catch him napping. So caught stealing. 1-5 on the putout for out number 3. So in the inning, 1 run on 1 hit. An error and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's Illiana 6, Hebron 0 here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to the 2A Regional Championship game here at Griffith High School. We have Hebron up. Number 17, Jackson Peeler, now at shortstop, trying to get the Hawks on the board here. Illiana roughed him up here in the third inning. He wants to see some payback here, right? I mean,
you would think so here. And here's Corcoran, ball upstairs for ball one. You know, you're hoping for Illiana. Go ahead and just pound the zone, throw strikes. And we're looking at 2-0 now. So if you're Hebron, Jackson Peeler, I think they got the top of the order up here or in the middle of the order. You want to get some runners on. Just get on base here. Try to find a way to cut in that 6-0 lead.
Exactly. Yep. Got to work that. And
we're looking at a 3-0 count here.
And that's it. I mean, Peeler, he's going to have to probably take this pitch, but wanting to swing.
That's ball four.
And there it is. He'll walk him 4 straight balls, and not like Corcoran to do that. You have the catcher, D'Agostino, up.
Coach is giving signs here. We'll see what they do.
Coach Straka. Looking to
for our listeners at home, the pause in the action right now is next hitter right now is tying his shoe, so he's either bunting or he's expecting to get on base and swipe it back because he's tightening up those laces.
He knows he has to run. Changed into his spikes. It's it's like, hey, got to run this dash right now. Swing and strike. Checking the runner at first. Peeler a little off the bag, but got back safely.
Foul ball out of play.
One and two count, I believe. Peeler leading off.
He's got a healthy lead over there. He's going. He's off to the races.
Yes.
And we're going to have a strike him out, throw him out.
That was right there. Strike out. Throwing him down. Illiana Christian getting 2 outs there. Gowans just had a rifle of an arm down to the second base.
Yes,
I mean,
he
really.
did. Good transfer, good throw. Nice tag applied by Vanderwood. We're looking at 2 outs now. So a leadoff walk goes now into nobody on, 2 outs, and Hebron is back scratching their heads at the drawing board.
Yep. Buchanan is up for Hebron. I mean, really, you had Hebron getting 4 straight balls there, putting Peeler on, and then that strikeout and then the throw out. Man, really put a little damper. That spark that was in that dugout kind of dampened a little bit.
Yeah, just evaporated. That strike him out, throw him out, just turn the tide here in this half inning.
Buchanan batting .245, trying to get on, and he does with that walk. So,
you know, and up 6-0, you would think for focus, you've got your senior on the mound. He's kind of waxing and waning with his focus here. He let off the inning with 3-0.
Yeah.
We got the strike him out, throw out. Then we go 3-0 again. So if he kind of settles in here and just kind of gets into a groove, Corcoran can find himself in and out of innings fairly quicker than he's accustomed to today. If he can just kind of focus in and throw strikes.
And I think that's what putting that ball over the plate so Hebron can put that ball in the plate. Illiana has a solid defense. So you've seen that so far this game.
And there he is back with strike one.
Right over the plate. Saki flew out to left last time. He was up in the second. Two strikes here on him. Buchanan on first base because of the walk. And he's off to second base, but no one covering, so he will take second. Saki here has 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he goes
Strike
down
three
swinging.
in the other half.
Yes. So Illiana will go back to the dugout, and Hebron will take the field. This is Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working non-union and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit baclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed?
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
We're back here at Griffith High School, top of the 5th inning. Illiana Christian leads Hebron 6-0. Matt Wells and Sal Aguilar. Myself, Nathan, Mr. Moxie Laird.
Yes, got himself a
There you
nickname
go,
finally.
Matt.
There we go. Here with you, Claude, Mr. Roboto Martinez.
He gets a new nickname about every game.
I have like 10
The
nicknames.
man of many names?
Yes.
I have like 10 nicknames for Claude. The Doomsday Prepper. Funky Claude Martinez.
Yes.
Hey, if you ever need to learn how to build a bomb shelter, a fallout shelter, talk to this man to my right.
We almost needed one in game 1.
It's true. Is that one from Cody DeYoung, fouled back. He was at the plate to end that 4th inning, but the caught stealing puts him back up here with nobody on, nobody out. There's a shot to the right center gap. It's going to hit the wall on the fly.
That might be a triple, guys.
Yep.
DeYoung not slowing down as he
speeding.
rounds second. He's going to third. The throw will not be in time. A stand-up leadoff triple for Cody DeYoung. Anytime you can get a leadoff triple, great. But if you can get one from your first baseman, you know that's an absolute
That's
shot.
good hustle.
Yeah, he was gunning for 3.
He was. Like, he had that on his mind. Hitting second base, he's like, I can do it.
That brings up Tanner Prost. Doubled and scored his last time up. He's been on base twice here today.
We'll see how Hebron plays this defensively. They're not in a position where they can sacrifice or give up any more runs.
No.
Not sure if they're going to play the infield back or they're going to play him in.
Yeah, the infield's playing back as of right now, which is a little surprising. Breaking ball misses low. You'd think they'd, especially at the corners, would be in a little bit.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how they're going to defend this year, alignment-wise.
So there's a strike.
And we got a balk,
We got a
guys.
balk.
I don't think he came set.
Yeah, DeYoung comes home on the balk call. Good job by that second base umpire. He called it right
He
away.
did, yes. His hands went up, and
we heard him yell balk from up here.
Definitive, decisive.
Yep.
And that's what you want from your umpires.
I agree.
So it's a 1-1 count now, 7-0 Vikings.
That's why they're certified, folks.
And I know the IHSAA and referees associations are in desperate need for refs in all sports. So if you have an interest in helping out, making sure these games get played, you can sign up online, get certified as an official.
I agree. It's a great way to give back to the sport. In any sport that you may have played in, it's a great way to give back, especially to the youth of our community who still love these games. Basketball, football, swimming, softball, you name it.
The 3-1 is a rope to right field. Single by Tanner Post. His second hit of the ball game. Runner on first, nobody out for Matt Bultema. Hit by a pitch his last time up.
And you can kind of feel this game kind of slowly really just shifting towards Illiana here.
Yeah, they're putting the ball into play, and doing so, they're crossing the plate. I mean, more often. I mean, you had a couple wild pitches, but there was a triple and then the balk. I mean, now we have a base hit, runner on.
Pitches outside, 1-0. It seems obvious to say, but you look at what Hebron was able to do through those first 2 innings, pitching-wise, offensively they got a couple guys on there, and then that grand slam. And obviously, it's obviously the grand slam took the wind out of their sails, but it really did. If you were able to get out of that inning, giving up 1 or 2 runs,
yes,
but then just a no-doubter to right.
And as you mentioned, it was an absolute no-doubter. You knew it once it left the bat. We got another base hit here to left field.
Yeah, base hit to left center. Going to drop down. It's going to get past the left fielder, Buchanan. So the runners will move up. A single by Bultema, but both runners move up on an error. Puts runners on second and third and nobody out for Tyler Balkema. And this, again, if you're a Hebron fan, you don't want to hear this, but you look where we're at innings-wise in the game. You look at the score and the situation here.
You just read my mind, Nathan. The mercy rule may come into effect in high school baseball here.
If you're looking at, if you're Illiana Christian, you're not letting off by any stretch of the imagination. You're on the verge of, one swing here. It could be 10-0.
And that's how they've gotten through their sectional. They beat North Newton 16-0, Whiting 14-0, and then Bishop Knoll 11-1. So they are used to putting up numbers.
6 innings in a game yet?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. No, they wouldn't have.
So now 0-2 to Balkema.
So they have been lighting up the scoreboard here in the tournament. Got a foul ball here.
I had to look to see if I was still parked over there, but when we came back, I'm over left field, so
we're in the Kenny Lofton area.
Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking. Kenny Lofton Lane, right
down
there.
Yes, we are.
Now that would have been close to my car if it was game 1.
Another flare towards the parking lot behind the third base dugout. For our listeners out there. And this would be a good time for Hebron to get a punch out here.
Yes, that's exactly what Roy needs. He's been a blue-collar and lantern man player of the game for the Hawks playing basketball, and right now he needs a relief strikeout. But Balkema for Illiana Christian says, just a second, I'm still up here.
Don't forget about me.
Yeah. It's like, I got a 1-2 count on me.
The 1-2 shot up the middle. That's going to score a pair of runs. 2 RBI single. Look, he's going for 2.
Yes, he is, and he
a 2 RBI double for Tyler Balkema.
It's 9-0, boys.
It's 9-0 with a runner in scoring position. And like we talked about, being aware of the situation, the Vikings are.
Yes. And this is no disrespect to anybody, but if you're Illiana, if you can shorten the game, you shorten the game.
Yes, it is. You don't want to have a game that's way out of reach of, all right, it's going to the bottom of the 6th and it's 17-0, you know.
Mm-hmm. You got Gavin Meyer up to bat right now.
Yep.
Swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1.
So they got 8-9 then top. They got their 9-hole hitter on deck for Illiana.
3 runs
Nobody
already.
out.
Yeah, 3 runs already across. Nobody out here. This top of the 5th.
Meyer 1 for 2. Had a good, solid base hit to center field.
He wanted to take that last swing to the bike path, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a big hack there.
And Trevor Roy's throwing 2 off-speed pitches here, and it's kind of binded him up a little bit as Gavin Meyer asked for time. So if you're Trevor Roy, you're looking to maybe change eye levels here, then go back to something
go
off
up
speed.
high and yeah.
Fastball in.
1-2 the count. It's interesting to see how this Illiana Christian team, like they almost get the run of that. They just kind of smell the blood in the water.
Yes.
And they take that extra base there. You know, you look at Balkema, how many guys would have stopped that first on that?
Just been happy with the single. They get the hustle
he gets
double.
a 2 RBI single, but he sees that, I got a chance to get to 2. There's a base hit 2 right. Balkema had to slow up to make sure that got down, so he's going to stay at third, but the runners at the corner, still nobody out for Aaron Gowans.
And he hit a ball to deep center on his last at-bat.
Yes, he did.
42, Aaron Gowans.
The sac flies are still in play here. We're going to have a visit here from Hebron's coach.
You got to bring the infield in.
Playing in.
You can't. Yeah, I mean, 1 run here. You can't cede the run because then you're in mercy rule territory.
Yes.
You got to cut down that run at the plate, and I'm sure that's what he's telling these guys.
And you want to do your best to try to play 7 here. Because they get that other run. Now you're looking to try to scratch a run to extend the game offensively, where if we're looking at the numbers here, they've thrown 4 goose eggs up on the board, and it has them boded well for Hebron up to bat offensively this afternoon.
No, Hebron got on last inning because of 2 walks. Other than that, 2 hits, right?
Yeah, I'm fairly certain here. Coach Vanderwood's going through his signs. There's nobody out here. Middle's back, in the corners are in.
And the dust is flying as that throw goes back to first. And Coach Sal, you said you played for Griffith?
Yeah, I played for Todd Iwema.
Very awesome.
Graduated
That's awesome.
in 1998.
Yeah, great.
Yep. Came to Griffith High School, played for Todd, Coach Iwema. I still call him Coach, still talk to him this day. Great guy. We got a little squibber here. Play's going to be at home.
The tag is...
He may have dropped the ball,
dropped
guys.
He dropped the ball. Yep, there's the signal safe.
Yep.
As D'Agostino not able to hold on. They were there in time, but...
A good decision by Roy. Throw home. You
Yes,
got the runner beat. And he probably, if he comes up with that ball showing the ball, we probably got an out at home. Instead, we've got runners on first and second here, and it's 10-0. And there's still nobody out just yet. And we've got the top of the order,
Back
guys.
to the top of the order with Josh Viss, who's still looking for his first hit of the game. We do have a courtesy runner over at first, Noah Kieft, running for Gowans, who's the catcher. 4 runs across so far here in this top of the 5th inning. So there's a wild pitch. Both runners will move up.
No action in the bullpen just yet for Hebron. But as we saw earlier, they might be bringing a guy in from the field as they did last time.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, some of their other options who have...
How many innings does Tucker Patrick have, first baseman? Or is he someone that...
he's thrown 18 2/3.
Yep.
Okay.
In 10 appearances. So, again, coming in relief. Most of the time you have Tate Hildebrand, who's made 11 appearances. Pete Saki, who's at second, has made 2. Skylar Martin, 1. Gage Swinford, 4.
All speed lands for a strike, so we got 2-1.
2-1 is if you're the Vikings, you're happy to have that double-digit lead here in the 5th, but you want to make it more than 10. You want to add some insurance runs here and make the job really hard for Hebron. Big swing and a miss, 2-2.
And a hot day like today, if you're Illiana fans, you're looking to kind of keep this lead and get to the pool as soon as possible. And if you're Hebron, you're trying to hold off the splash pad for as long as possible.
Yeah, you're soaking up every minute of baseball you can.
2-2 misses high, 3-2. Viss 0 for 2 today, but he did walk and score. Boy, and if he gets on here, if he draws a walk here, bases loaded, no outs again for Vanderwood.
We could be seeing deja vu.
That one's fisted into right. Oh, almost a great diving catch by Skylar Martin, but it comes out of his glove on the RBI single for Josh Viss. Makes it 11-0 as Meyer scores. Now runners at the corners.
Yeah, that was a great effort there by the right fielder.
Yes, it was.
Just came up just a little bit short there. That ball may have squirted out of his glove.
Yeah, he definitely had it in his glove. I think when he hit the ground, though, it came out. You got to like the effort. Down 10-0, though. Kids still going and making a tough, a hard play like that. You got to like the effort. And here's Isaac Vanderwood. Runners at the corners. Nobody out.
And they didn't hold him on at first, and so that's why 17 takes the bag at second there.
Yep.
So now we got men on second and third here with nobody out.
Illiana Christian 5 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and so far 5 here in the 5th. And they're not done yet. Nobody out. 2 in scoring position.
And I can't help but keep looking at that flag. It's
we saw him take it over there one time already. He's making a case to be that Crowd Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game if he takes one out again.
Yes, he is. As opposing coach, you just want to see that flag just lie straight. You don't want to see any, or if anything, Old Glory waving in.
Yep. Yeah, when it's waving out like that, and it's pretty taut, so you're not too thrilled. Misses low, 3-1. Kevin Corcoran on deck. One of the few Vikings who doesn't have a hit today is Kevin Corcoran.
He's been busy pitching.
That one's high and deep to right center. It's going to get down between the outfielders. A run will score, and they're going to send that second run. Here's the throw home. It's airmailed. 2-run score on the RBI double for Isaac Vanderwood.
He's making an aggressive turn at third. He's going to be held up, but you've got to love to see that as a coach, being uber aggressive there around in third, putting the pressure on the defense. And it looks like we may be having a pitching change, guys.
That makes it 13-0 in favor of Illiana Christian. Still nobody out in this inning, and we are going to have a pitching change.
I think Tucker Patrick's going to be coming into the game here.
We got number 6 coming in to go play first base. That is Tate Hildebrandt, but he's switching gloves with
Tucker Patrick, I believe, is going to take the mound. Yep.
Got Tucker Patrick on the season. This is his 11th appearance. He's 0-2 on the campaign. 18 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 21 runs, 10 of those earned. That's a 3.75 ERA. 17 strikeouts compared to 12 walks. Opponents getting on base at a 250 clip against him. 7 runs so far here for Illiana Christian, and nobody out in this top of the 5th inning. And this is a lineup, you look at what they had last year on the team, and then you look at everybody they had returning, when you were looking at rosters and everything preseason, like, oh, they have like all of these guys back.
Yes, they brought everyone back.
Year, which is insane. So a trip to Indianapolis would not be a surprise by any stretch of the imagination.
No, not at all.
This team.
That's one thing that we talked about as a coaching staff, and seeing Coach Vanderwood at the state clinic. I totally expect them to make a deep run again this postseason, and that's what they're doing right now.
And with the way this lineup can, again, through 2 innings, they were, pretty much held in check. They had 1 base runner in the first 2 innings, and that was a hit by pitch. And then they put up 5 spot in the 3rd, just 1 in the 4th. Think, all right, 6-0, not great against a pitcher like Corcoran, but still within reach, and now a 7 spot here in the 5th with nobody out.
Yeah, and we're looking at a 13-0 lead, nobody out still. You're right. I mean, this is not boding well if you're a Hebron Hawk.
Hebron's still with a great crowd here, though. It's completely packed down
Yeah, not a
outside that
left.
fence down the left field line. I love to see that. Illiana Christian with a real nice crowd as well down the right field line. And that's what you like to see. You know, you see packed football stadiums, you see packed gyms. You don't always see packed baseball fields.
Correct.
No, not
and
always.
Times like this is when you see them, and that's why it's absolutely awesome to see all these people come out and support these players for baseball and softball here this time of year.
Yeah, you'll see it during marquee matchups.
Right.
Don't see it really in the beginning of the year. It's cold,
Raining,
wet.
and yes.
And I don't blame them, unfortunately. I don't blame them. There's other things they could be doing instead of standing in the cold, wet, and rain. And that's why I give credit to parents.
There's a wild pitch as another run crosses home, 14-0. So base is empty for Kevin Corcoran. He is the 9th Viking hitter to come to the plate. It'll be the second time in 3 innings they've batted around.
That's an impressive stat. I mean, really, that's a hitting clinic.
You said it, Matt. Hitting
right?
clinic.
I mean, that's it. I mean, they had good contact. They put the ball in the air, on the ground. They got on base.
Swing and a miss there.
Not many strikeouts, if I don't think.
No.
The only strikeouts were the first 2 hitters. Oh, excuse me. There's 3 strikeouts. The first 2, and then the Baltimore strike out in the second.
We got a fly ball here at foul territory, third
Pop
base
up.
side.
Catcher
right behind
lost
the
track,
home plate.
And D'Agostino not able to keep track of it. Falls harmlessly for strike 2. Let's see if we got a Strack and Ventil hometown scoreboard update on LaPorte and Penn. I was getting scoreboard updates from my daughter's soccer game instead. Sorry.
Oh, there you go. Hopefully it's not 14-0 on that either.
It's not. Munster Soccer Club down 1-0 at the half.
Only on Region Sports Network you get that
That's right.
hometown scoreboard update.
I believe it's Munster versus Highland.
That in of itself is a rivalry game.
It is. That's big.
Strack and Ventil hometown scoreboard update. Top of the 7th inning. Penn leads LaPorte 6-2 out at Schreiber Field at LaPorte, so the Slicers need to come back if they want to advance to next week's semi-state, which could be, well, it's going to be at Schreiber Field. Maybe it'll be 4A. That remains to be seen. 3-2 fouled back to the netting.
Corcoran keeps fighting off speed pitches here.
Yes, he is.
Grounded out to second in the first, flew out to center in the third, and reached on an error his last time up. There's ball 4.
And even though this is a new format this postseason, for this Illiana Christian team, if they do end up winning today, they're going to be used to that 2-game format in June for a semi-state. Right. They've been there before. They understand how that works to punch their ticket to victory field.
Luke Smith, the courtesy runner over at first base for Corcoran.
You know, I've been fortunate enough now to go to victory field 3 different times, and I tell our kids in Hanover Central all the time, it's heaven on earth for a baseball field or for a baseball player in Indiana. There's nothing like it. So it's an amazing experience.
Ball's in the dirt, and Smith advances down 2 second. That's one of my favorite venues to broadcast from. Is you see the skyline of Indianapolis.
Yes, I was just going to mention the skyline of
Indianapolis. You see the JW Marriott right there
yep.
in left center. There's nothing like it. As I say,
I do have a funny story about that Marriott. We were down there. You might have been on the Andrean staff at the time, the year where they were playing on a Friday night, and there was all those rain delays.
It was 2018, 2019 when I was on staff.
So well, there was one year there was rain delays on a Friday. We had like a 2-hour rain delay, like after one batter, and they didn't want to push things back till Saturday. And then they got started for a little bit. They played like another 20 minutes, and then another rain delay. And talked to some folks from the IHSAA. They said, "Hey, if this doesn't, the rain looks like it's going to clear up, but if it doesn't next little bit, we're going to push this to Saturday." And we're down there broadcasting the game, and I was broadcasting the game with my broadcast partner, the late great Tom Branken. And Tom, we're starting to think, all right, contingency plans if we're going to stay down. And Tom just said, "Hey, I'll put 2 rooms on the Marriott on my credit card, and you can pay me for that." Well, this is again a handful of years ago.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm going to call my buddy who lives in Indy and sleep on his couch.
There you go.
You stay in the Marriott, my friend. I am not paying for that.
Yeah, in 2021, I told my wife when we went with Hanover Central, I said, "Babe, there's not many times you're guaranteed to go to Victory Field, so please book a room at the Marriott."
There you go.
And she did. And we got a base hit to right field
Base
here.
hit to right.
That's it.
See how aggressive they get. Now they're going to hold up the runner at third, so base hit for Cody DeYoung.
Yeah, as they call it, the Vic. It's a wonderful venue for high school baseball.
My first time there, I was actually wearing a mascot costume. I was interning. We're going to have a catching change. I was interning with the now defunct Indiana Ice hockey team, and it was mascot night. And that was my first trip to Victory Field. I was wearing a giant Yeti costume.
I was going to ask what the
Do you
mascot
still have the
actually
costume?
was.
No, I do not. No, I had to give it back to the team. But yeah, it was mascot night.
The Indianapolis Yetis, or
they were the Indiana Ice.
The Ice.
And yeah, it was Big E Foot was the mascot. He was a blue and purplish abominable snowman type character.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah, that's who I was for Night at Victory Field. That was my first time there.
Might have to bring that back for
my return trips have been much better. We got a new catcher in the game. Looks like number 4. Is that Cade Hildebrandt?
That is number 4. Cade Hildebrandt.
New third baseman, number 15. Casey Hornig is now playing third base.
It looks like 10 is the previous catcher is going back to the field here. He's going to go to right field.
He's going to take right.
Yep.
Hey, Blue, what was that second? You got 4 for 10. 4 for 10?
Might have been taking a couple of the seniors out. I know Skylar Martin was a senior playing right field there.
Yeah, trying to get these guys some playing time, I think.
Couple of guys, yeah. Oh, yeah. Get that experience as a regional.
That's a classy move by Hebron coach. Got a final score. Strack and Van Til hometown scoreboard update. Penn defeats LaPorte 6-2 in the regional championship out at LaPorte.
So Kingsmen are moving on.
I'd be interested in seeing a LaPorte Penn, a Lake Central Penn rematch.
Ooh.
I would.
Those are always good games.
It's a good fastball inside right there by Tucker Patrick.
That was. Good jamming pitch there, no matter however you choke up on that bat, yeah.
101 misses outside. Runners are at the corner, still nobody out. 8 runs across here in this top of the 5th.
Got runners on the corners here with 3-1 count. Still searching for that first out here in the top of the 5th.
Walked him.
We're going to have a new hitter here for Illiana, number 44. Nick Nary.
Nick Nary. Played 13 games this season for Illiana. 18 at bats, batting .278.
Junior right-handed hitter.
Good opportunity to get some RBIs right now.
Yeah, he's looking to run into a barrel if he can.
Bases loaded, nobody out.
And if you're Hebron, you got a double play candidate up the bat right now. You're looking
Yes,
for a
you
ground
do.
ball.
That misses low. That one also misses low, 2-0. McNair hits a fly ball to right.
The ball's carrying.
D'Agostino, it carried on him. He didn't get a good read.
That wind does with that. I mean, that's what you were talking about. It did. It popped up and kept going back.
The run scores. Everybody's safe all around, so 15-0. Still bases loaded, nobody out.
Dylan Pollock.
And no relief pitcher wants to be in a situation like this, but you got to give credit to Tucker Patrick.
Oh, yeah.
44 for Hebron.
Yeah.
He's still chucking.
He's doing his job coming in, trying to get those outs.
This is Dylan Pollock at the plate now for Illiana. Takes a strike.
There's one right back at us there.
Claude didn't even make an attempt to make the play.
Come on, Claude.
Come on, Claude.
You
could still, have a reaction. Matt almost made a
caught
play
one
earlier.
Yeah, I caught one. Yes.
You did?
Went right through there, caught it, went down, retrieved the snow cone.
Claude, where's your dedication at, man? Zhao misses high.
And only at Brian Jennings Field will we have a count of 5 balls and 2 strikes.
5-2 the count.
Only at Brian Jennings Field. Brian Jennings, I hope you're not listening to this broadcast right now, as the balls are now 7 balls and 2 strikes.
There's strikeout looking out number 1.
Now batting number 9, Tim Prim.
Coach Vanderwood may be arguing this right here. 8 balls, 2 strikes, and we got a punch out for 1 out.
That brings up number 9, Tim Prim. Nine runs across here in the top of the 5th so far for Illiana Christian.
And as I imagined, this has been a very long half inning, so they're going to send Corcoran down to the bullpen, not to get hot, but just to play catch. So you can just throw strikes when you come in. It's been a very long inning for Illiana Christian when it comes to Corcoran and the pitching staff.
The batter Prim's played in 9 games, 9 at-bats. Got a hit, 4 runs, 2 RBIs, 3 walks. Now hit by pitch.
Another run will score.
Now batting number 34, Jake Scott.
It's 10 runs here in this inning, 16-0.
All right, fans, 10 minutes to get 10-minute warning on the concession stand. Feel free to give us some hot dogs, popcorn, and more. 10-minute warning on the concession stand.
And a 10-minute warning on the concession stand, so I'm going to leave you guys.
I was going to leave.
Go try to score some deals.
Had a lot of hot dogs left in there.
Well, when I leave you at this half inning, they won't have many more after that. That brings up 34, who's not on our stat sheets.
He is not.
'34 is Jake Scott, a sophomore.
He just put a charge in the
Yes,
ball
he
in left
did.
center.
That scores 1. Here comes another runner coming across to score. A 2 RBI single.
Nick Nair hustling across home plate.
And we'll have another pinch hitter here for Illiana Christian.
That makes it 18-0.
Dick the block,
with 13 runs. 12 runs scored so far here in the top of the 5th.
Good breaking ball there for strike one by Tucker Patrick. And I've been thinking about this for a couple half innings now. I just think it's great for high school kids. Region Sports Network like yourselves and the other media outlets out there. It's a great thing to see our high school kids getting showcased.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that.
That's what I love doing. I mean, really, Coach. I mean, I went out to Hanover Central earlier this year, and I'm like looking forward to this game. And here I am from South County, Porter County, like trying to go over to Cedar Lake. I'm like, man, I'm really looking forward to this matchup, you know. And it is. It's just something nice to highlight, and it's always good when I get a call to work a broadcast.
I said, as a coach, that's going to get caught, that flare, huh?
Nice catch there. I think that's Jackson Peeler. They almost double up the runner at first. But out number 2.
And as you mentioned, Matt, that just brings some extra juice to the hallways in the classrooms.
Yes.
On that day when they know that the media outlet is going to come out and watch a game. They feel, and we tell, you're going to get to play like a big leaguer today.
Yeah.
You're going to be on TV. That's awesome.
And it's nice. You know, I've been doing this for a long time now to see these kids, you know, develop. You know, we're talking about, you know, Mikey Brasso and Sean Manea. I watched those guys play in high school, and now they're both.
And we got a pickoff attempt here that just succeeded by Tucker Patrick. Lefty pickoff move to first. But you're exactly right, Nathan. You get to see these kids in high school, and then as they go on to the collegiate level, the pro levels, you know, there is tape, there is film of them at their high school careers.
Right, and we'll keep it right here between this half inning. You know, we had a piece of region news the other day where Chris Walton, a Maryville grad, playing JUCO and wrestling and playing football down there, just got offered for a walk-on spot by Deion Sanders at the University of Colorado.
How awesome is that?
And like, when I saw that's like, you know, I had a chance. I interviewed that kid at state finals after he finished, I think 7th or maybe 5th at state for wrestling. I talked to him afterwards. Just an awesome kid, and you get to see these kids and talk to them when they're high schoolers and see them doing these amazing things. And that's what, you know, that's why we do what we do, and that's why you coach and help develop these kids and, you know, take them to the next level and everything. And
going back to Chris, I had him ironically as a freshman football player. I was a head freshman football coach at Maryville for 1 year.
Kid.
Wow, that's
he
great.
is an amazing kid. I saw that article. I showed it to my wife yesterday. We were at Whole Foods having dinner with our kids. I said, she goes, who's that? I said, he was my defensive lineman on the freshman football team at Maryville when I was the head freshman football coach.
Just an absolutely great kid. So, guys, while we're in between games here, I'm actually going to head out. I was joking about going to the concession stand, but I got to go coach some soccer.
Okay.
So, Matt, I'm going to leave. Take this likely last half inning unless Hebron can put up 9 runs. So, Matt, I'm going to leave it up to you. You can name the award winners after the fact. Sal, thank you very much for joining us. Claude, take the gear back to the office.
All right.
And good job, Claude.
The only guy with a hit from whatever, they can let him in. See if they can get
Thanks, man. Nice shot.
Anytime.
So we have Hebron up.
Yeah, we got number 15 here, I think. Casey Horning.
Casey Horning played 20 games for Hebron. 13 at-bats. Batting .385 in those batting attempts.
And we're 1 ball, no strikes here. And if you're Corcoran, Illiana, Christian, you're looking just to throw strikes here.
Yeah, that's
put
what
a bow
you
tie
said.
on this game.
Just get that tempo going. Roll back, throw, and get those outs.
And I'll give it credit to Hebron and their fans. No one's left. These kids are still up on the fence.
Yeah,
hoping for good things to happen.
That's a good thing. You could see heads down and people just leaving, but they're here for the get-go, and you have a strikeout there by Corcoran.
And if you're Coach Vanderwood, you're probably thinking about emptying every single Gatorade cooler over there in that dugout.
Exactly. You say, hey, guys, have a couple of drinks here.
Yeah, but don't put it on me at the end of the game. Another strike one right there, and now he's pounding the zone. Working with tempo, throwing the fastball, locating, commanding the zone.
We have Trevor Roy up. Check swing foul to the visitors' dugout.
And moving forward, Illiana has a good offensive lineup. They've got good pitchers. They're going to be a tough out moving forward as they take their team next weekend to a semi-state at a location to be determined to try to punch their chance to go to Victory Field one more time.
Yep. Roy, 2 for 2 today, two singles, so he's looking to get on.
Just struck him out there with a curveball.
Struck him out with that announcer's jinx, so my apologies there, Trevor.
I had a film put him in at 4. Okay.
Now batting number 23,
One in the
Skyler
fourth and
Martin.
12 in the 5th. A lot. Yeah.
And we're one out away here from Illiana punching their ticket to a second semi-state appearance.
Got Skyler Barton up.
Yes, correct.
Senior for the Hawks.
The last 3.
Illiana looking and showing that they can take care of business.
Hebron down to their final strike here, I believe. Is it 1-1 or 1-2?
It says 1-1, but I thought it was 2. Ball outside.
All right, here we go. 1-2.
So
1-2.
It is 2-2 on the scoreboard now, and see what this pitch does as Martin chokes up on the bat. Outside to a full count. Martin does not want to be the final out of his high school career happening right now. And it's a little dribbler to the second. No one's covering first, and so Martin hustling down to the first base line, getting on, and
yeah, just one of those triangle ground balls right there between the pitcher, second baseman, and first baseman, and just kind of didn't know what to do there between first baseman and Corcoran. Short of the bag, and we're extending this game here, and Tucker Patrick's up to bat now.
Tucker Patrick up.
And they're going to play behind here, so they're going to let him go, which is a smart decision here by Illiana.
Yep, I agree. Agree with that, Coach. Patrick got on because of a walk. Now he hits it to the second baseman, and that will do it as Illiana Christian beats Hebron 16-0 in the 2A regional championship here at Griffith High School. So congratulations to Illiana Christian. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back for the award winners. This is Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals, and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Welcome back to Griffith High School as Illiana Christian is your 2A regional champions, beating Hebron 16-0 here. I'm Matt Wells and have Coach Sal here. Thank you for being here. We're going to name a couple of award winners here from the game, and then we will be heading out. So first up, we have the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game, and that is most likely going to be the long bomb hitter, right?
Oh yeah, by Isaac Vanderwood. I mean, that just put the game kind of out of reach early with that 4-run blast that he had. Great infielder, great swing, put a charge in the ball, and you could just kind of tell that was momentum that Illiana needed to say, hey, we're here. We're the defending regional champs, and we're going to move on here.
Yeah, because before that time, I mean, Hebron, good pitching by Peeler. Had a couple of strikeouts, and then that third inning, that's what opened it up.
I agree.
So your Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game is Isaac Vanderloot of Illiana Christian. Your Boilermaker Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game is Hebron's Trevor Roy doing what he can. Came in as a relief pitcher, correct?
I believe so, yes. And he was 2 for 2 at the plate.
Yes,
up until his last at bat.
So 2 for 3 with the strikeout, but he senior leadership there, and
let off the game with a base hit.
He came off, and that's when we kind of said, hey, Hebron's in it to make a little noise. So,
and that's the funny thing about baseball. Trevor Roy gets that leadoff hit in the first inning. If it goes to bases loaded, they don't capitalize. But he got things started for Hebron to give them a chance and give them a feeling of, hey, we can make some noise here in today's game, and if we could get a couple breaks, the game probably doesn't end up 18-0.
Right. And then finally we have the Proud Union home play of the game presented by IKORCC. That's the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. So play of the game, we were talking that we had 2. We'll just talk about both, but they were really 2 for Illiana Christian, correct?
I agree. You got the grand slam by Isaac Vanderwood offensively. That puts them up 4-0. And then defensively, when Hebron kind of is trying to threaten here, there's nobody out man on first, and you get to strike him out, throw him out between Corcoran and Gowan, and Vanderwood taking the throw at second as they present Illiana Christian with the regional championship here at Brian Jennings Field. And that's an amazing feeling for those of you guys who have experienced it. You know that you're moving on.
And there you have it, folks. You have the play of the game. You have a trophy presentation for Illiana Christian. We will go over the credits. Coach Aguilar, I want to thank you very much for being here.
No problem. It was a pleasure. I loved it.
Yeah, it was great. We have executive producer Chris Ramirez for Region Sports Network, the coordinating producer Nathan Laird. He was with me as well. We had Claude Martinez on the production side. Special thanks to Neil Demos. Casey Martin was the other coach, so it would be Jeff Vanderwood, head coach of Illiana Christian, Wayne Straka, head coach of Hebron. And we thank the viewers and listeners across the region and on the interwebs at facebook.com/regionsports and youtube.com/regionsports. I'm Matt Welsand, and this has been the broadcast of Region Sports Network, the only game in town.